Hey guys, how you doing today? Hey, I've been overwhelmed with questions lately about single bands, and training with one band. I'm just loosening up a little bit here before I get going on my workout. Before I knock out my workout, I thought I would go ahead and talk to you a little bit about single bands. You can see I've got my single band package set up here, or at least one of the big ones of our package. Now, there's some key things you want to remember about a single band. Number one, it stretches 2 yards, okay? Number two, if you're going to go ahead and do drills that are powerful drills, specifically I think of pulling, I think of running, those types of drills are going to put a greater demand on the band if you're trying to overstretch it. So key thing to remember is 2 yards. 2 yards. The second thing is, let me take you through a few of the setups and show you a few mistakes that people make when they use these setups. Let's go ahead and grab the red band here for a second. When people go ahead and they put it around their back like this, a lot of them go ahead and they put it around their arms. Well guys, that locks your arms in so you can't move freely. Plus, if you want to move out, you can see how the band's going to migrate up and immediately hit me in the back of the head. So let's do this. Let's take it and put it in between our body. Now, this setup is a beautiful setup for going ahead and doing push-ups. So you can drop down, lock it in here. You got your push-ups, you got mountain climbers, you've got T-stabilizations. A lot of fun things that you can do in this setup. Key thing is, get it between your body and your arm. Let's go to the rack or double stand position. All right, we lock it down here a lot. I just recently received an email. Just got an email from a guy, bought a brand new set of bands, single band package, and showed me a picture of his band after one workout. And the band was all shredded, okay? And he's like, man, I think your band is bad. Guys, here's what he probably did. He did this. He stood on the band, and instead of going ahead and positioning his feet on the band, he went ahead and stretched the band out. Now he's putting major tension right there in the middle. The tension between his hands and his foot is minimal. So he's doing his exercises of his high pulls, his presses, all of that stuff, but he's crushing the band between his feet. Simple solution. Stand on the band with one foot. Take the band and loosely go ahead and put it around your foot. Now, nothing there. So now you've got tension all the way through the system to go ahead and do whatever exercises you want to go ahead and knock out using this double stance position. Very simple. If it gets a little bit too tight, just pick one foot up, take a little less tension, and now you're okay. The other thing is, people are saying, well, what do I do when I'm not as tall as you are, Dad? I need to go ahead, Dave, and get the tension through the full range of motion. How do I do that? Very simple. You can go ahead and put a link or a little knot in the end of the band. Now remember, you got to tighten it up a little bit, because if you keep it loose and you start stretching on the band, what's going to happen is it's going to go ahead and pop out. Now if I put good tension on it, I can still easily get it out, but now I take that link and I've shortened my band. So I've taken a band from 41 inches and made about 36 inches. Now, I'm going to get tension all the way through the range of motion. Notice I put that little link right between my feet. All right, right between my feet. Now, if you go to that single stance position, which, by the way, another way to go ahead and train with bands is go ahead and single leg it. So I stand out with one leg. Now, understand, you're pulling on that band. If that knot is loose, it's going to pop out. Got to tighten it down a little bit so you can go into your single leg positions, and now you've got tension through the full range of motion. All right, now again, this is used for people that need to make the band shorter. If you're getting tension through the full range of motion, all right, you go, oh, I want more tension, I want more resistance. Don't go to this. Step yourself up to another level of band. Take yourself up to a higher level of band and get started there so that you don't have to go ahead and overtax your band. Don't put it into that middle, all right? So we've talked about behind the back. We've talked about double stance. We've talked about single stance, all right? We could also go ahead, single stance it in the back. So you step on it. And the best way for me to teach people is this: step on it, but now you're going to step through. So now you're stepping through, and now you can go ahead, do incline press, my favorite military press. You can even go ahead, if it's long enough, I like to take it, hook it on one hand, hook it on the other hand, like so, and now I can do my hammer curls in this position. So I'm driving them through. I can even go ahead and keep it in that hand. I don't mind it around my hand. And now I've got a really nice increased tension using the one band, but I've wrapped it around my hands to decrease the distance or the length of the band. So now I'm getting a great stretch, great length, great resistance through the full range of motion. So there you go. Now the last one I like to do is just a double stance. Double up the band, put it on both. And now I can go ahead and do my deadlifts. Now I know the first thing you're going to say is, I don't get resistance through the full range of motion. Well, look at how far I'm stretching the band. From my foot to about mid-thigh, roughly a foot. So you know what? Don't feel bad about grabbing the band lower, locking it out, and now you get resistance through the full range. Obviously, power movement, deadlifts. You can lift a lot of resistance. That red band is not going to get it done for you. You're going to have to go up. You're going to have to move up to some bigger bands. That's why with the single band package, we've got the greens, we got the purples, and guess what? They all load up. So now, let's take a green band. Let's lock down on that baby. Let's put our hands through. Now, that is some nice, serious deadlifting resistance. Give that a shot, but you can only do it when you go ahead and have enough resistance in your single band package. That said, last thing, band utility strap. Now, if you hook this little baby in, guess what? You have the option to now go ahead and do so many different types of pulling exercises. All you have to do is loop one band through, and guess what? Now you got your pulling. All right, if you really want to load up with a purple band, look out, because now you can go ahead and get pushing going, but look out, because it's going to be some heavy duty resistance. I love to go ahead, double up the band, hook my hand through, and do some really powerful rowing. So I get going to that. Make sure that band utility strap is locked into that door. That door is locked. It's not coming anywhere. Put that band utility strap on the hinge side of the door. That way when this pulls, it slams the door shut. Much less likely for that door to pop open, and then lock it down so you're ready to go. There you go. If I've ever not given you enough information on how to use a single band package, man, I just showed you about 5 different setups, and each setup probably has around 10 exercises, and you need to go ahead and check it out. Single band training, awesome way to train. I do it a ton, but now when we add the band utility strap in and we have multiple resistances, you're great to go. Remember, one band resistance is not going to fit every exercise you do. You're going to need multiple bands to go ahead and hit some of those power movements versus some of those easier movements. Therefore, one band, one single band is not going to get it done for you. Get yourself a single band package. You're locked up. You now can go and do any kind of exercise you want. Just remember the number one rule. Number one rule. One band, 2 yards. That's it. Don't overstretch those guys. Make sure you adjust for that.